the big changes in Thrones of Britannia is how your choices as a player shape the campaign. Previous Total War games included quest chains and objectives, but for the most part they didn't drive the story and could largely be ignored. One of the unique problems with history games is that you already know what happens. Thrones of Britannia deviates from this and instead asks the question, what would you have done if faced with the same situation? Each faction in Thrones will present a story that follows events pulled from history, told by videos whose style was inspired by the art of the period. A cross between early stained glass and Viking metalworks. They're designed to immerse the player in the early and Middle Ages. At critical moments, these videos will appear and show you a turning point in the history of your faction. Then you'll be forced to choose what's best for the future of your kingdom. But the key is that there's no one set path, and what's good in one playthrough might lead to ruin in another. For an example from the game, the Gaelic kingdom of Kherson starts with a king who was historically assassinated in the year 878 by the kings of Strathclyde and Athvalan. But in Thrones, the when or even if of this event is randomized. But if it does happen, you'll be faced with tough choices. Do you declare war on Athvala? War on Strathclyde? Or both, as they're both responsible? And if you decide not to follow through with revenge, you'll take a hit to influence and loyalty, because your lords won't respect the coward. But even if you do declare war, there's no guarantee that all your armies will follow you into it. You can see how these variables can wildly change how a game progresses. And these events don't just affect the player. The AI will be forced to face the events as well, and are subject to the same randomized events and invasions that can descend upon the island. Thrones is played under the constant threat of the arrival of new Viking armies, whose size, appearance, and even destination change with each new campaign. This uncertainty forces the player into never-ending watchfulness, even as you pursue your quest to unite the kingdoms under one rule, a feeling the kings of the period would have known all too well. It's a feature designed to add uncertainty and replayability so that each new campaign feels as fresh as the first. Because even though the events for factions may be based on history, the rise and fall of your kingdom is left in your hands. Thanks for watching, and look for more news on Thrones of Britannia as it releases. That work good?
That sounds good.
Yeah.